Okay, I like the song, but at the end of the day, though. Okay, I like the song, but at the end of the day, though. Okay, I like the song, but at the end of the day, though. At the end of the day, though. At the end of the day, though. Okay, I like the song, but at the end of the day, though.
Hey, what's up? It's me, LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Celebrity news and things, part one. I'm sick of this SHIT. We've got Nicki Minaj, we've got Cardi B, we've got Ice Spice, we've got Sexy Red, we've got Foxy Brown, we've got Little Kim. Those are the top women who came to my mind when referencing this specific topic. There's others too that will pop up in my mind as I do this series for however long it deems necessary. Welcome to part one of I'm Sick of This SHIT. The goal is for them to be at least 15 minutes apiece. And when I was just thinking about reflecting on how rap has changed, and while I was making the thumbnail and while I was mentally preparing my notes to even talk about this, I thought of well, who was before all these women that I featured as my thumbnail? Who was there before Foxy Brown, Lil Kim? And then I thought of Salt N Peppa. I was really young, probably elementary, first grade, so that was 1991, when I really paid attention to anything in the reference of what rap was. Actually, understanding for real what rap was, because I would hear it through the vocals of a male's voice on the radio or blaring through the streets when my window was open, when we lived in what was considered the hood. It was always men's voices. So I knew it was rap. But when Salt N Pepper came on the scene with like the song, let's make it funky. I think they said that, or push it real good. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. I was hip to the beat and the rhythm. I didn't really like them, but I liked the sound that they introduced and the beauty of fashion that they incorporated with it. I like the fact that they were girls or women just doing their thing, but outside of that, I didn't necessarily care for them. And I kind of felt like I shouldn't be singing the song, but it was hooky. The song was hook. It was like a trend. It was hooking me, before I even knew what those terms were. It was hooky. Hooky. I just really liked the beat and the clothes that they wore. I thought their hair was interesting too. I don't think it was a style I would have gravitated to for myself personally. However, I did appreciate the fact that everything about them aesthetically was fresh, artsy, and feminine at the same time. So I'll start right there just saying that 1990, 1991, when I was introduced authentically to Salt and Pepper by way of my older sister, because she was going to a concert to see them in Saginaw, Michigan, at what at the time was called the Civic Center. I think she was going with maybe my Aunt Joyce, which is my mom's sister, and definitely I know she went with Rosalind or Rosalind Terry. I always call her Rosalind, or you could call her Roz Terry, which was my mom's sister's daughter. So that made me like we were cousins. I believe my sister Telma and Rosalind and Aunt Joyce and probably someone else, they all definitely did go to the concert. So my sister was really excited about it. I don't think I was excited for her. I was just excited over the notion of there being something exciting to be excited about. So, of course, when the song would come on the radio, especially that specific day when my sister was actually getting ready to go to the concert, I remember the song probably being turned up on the radio or in the house somewhere, and her singing the song repetitively, rightfully so, because she's going to the concert, so that's all on the brain. It's the song that stick out the most. She was going. I didn't really get into it like her. But I mean, we're like 80 years apart. Okay, I'm over exaggerating, but I'm just saying. Okay, so there was only so much I probably could attain anyways in my mind, besides the fact what I just told you guys, that I was more so into the rhythm of the music. What was that, synthesizers or something being played? So having said that, thinking of how kids are today versus me, if Salt and Pepper, how can I say this? If the music didn't have, if that particular song of rap music did not have the type of influence over me to change the way I thought, or perhaps move my body, or acted around boys when I went to school with that song or their songs in my mind didn't change me, I'm not sure it's because I was more grounded in myself at an early age, or I just didn't, I was still too innocent to understand the totality of what the songs were doing. But remember, even at a young age, all of this stuff in social media is primarily geared for young minds without them knowing. What is it, subliminally being unaware? But I can say this, Salt and Pepper was still around even up to middle school when I made it to 6th grade. I have a marker to make me remember that because I was actually regurgitating only a few words to a song that I remembered to this one girl I went to school with named Kenyatta Young, because we were talking about the music that was out. So we were talking about Salt and Pepper, and at that time I think the song that was out was She Thing. It's the She Thing. Yeah, definitely I can be anything that I want to be. It's something like that. And I think that song just came off of the high of what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. I can't stand that song. Ugh, makes me vomit. And not for the reasons why you may think in today's time. I'm not one of those feminists who are toxic. It's not coming from that standpoint. I just couldn't stand the song and almost felt a little sick in my mouth just reciting the song. But I needed to say the song so you could follow my timeline. So it's 1996, maybe 97. I was definitely in 6th grade. So Salt and Pepper had What a Man, What a Man, What a Man, What a Mighty Good Man, but definitely the She Thing song. I still didn't like the songs. By that time, Salt and Pepper were definitely women. They weren't young anymore, like my sister's age, because apparently that was the age bracket. You know, my sister was in high school. No, she graduated in 1994, so at the time it was 96, 97. My sister was out of high school a couple of years, but she was probably around the same age, you know, the same bracket, literally with Salt and Pepper. So of course Salt and Pepper, they grew up, they look like women now, so definitely I could see visually that I'm definitely not with them because their bodies even got bigger. I didn't know women's bodies at the time could get any bigger than what I saw when I first was introduced to Salt and Pepper, because being you know, definitely an adolescence in 1st grade or so, 1st or 2nd grade, probably 1st, I thought they were bigger than me, rightfully so, because they were, at least in height, you know, in bone structure. Because they were what, 7 to 10 years apart, so of course they were bigger. So I thought that was as big as women could get, because at that time my mom was tiny also. She was a tiny lady at the time. Moving on. Shade. Lord forgive me, I'm getting better. Oh. Whew. Okay, so in 1996, 97, 6th grade, Salt and Pepper had what men call woman's body, full figure. So I was like, man, we're definitely not the same now. But I didn't like the song, and it still didn't have an impact on me. But I did notice the girls when I was in 6th grade, they were more referencing the sexual songs openly, at least because they weren't around their mom and dad. So they were singing lyrics to songs that referenced sex a lot. And I'm not sure they were fully aware they knew what they were saying, But unfortunately, I knew enough to know that they were aware of what they were saying, if that makes any sense. They may not have come into full understanding of the lyrics, but they knew what the F they were saying. And that made me feel a little uneasy, because I'm like, how do you guys know about all this adult stuff so fast, so soon, and feel comfortable singing it out loud while the teacher's in there? That's the part for me, in front of adults. So the influence was influencing even then. So let's just say first grade, it made me not have hit them, but I wasn't around a lot of people to experience that neither. I lived a sheltered life. But when I got into sixth grade, I had enough information to gather to make this analytical statement. By that time, the girls and the guys, mainly the girls, were singing stuff that I knew was totally inappropriate. And it made me feel some type of way, like how could they know this stuff already? Besides the fact that how could they remember all the words so soon to songs that just came out, and I'm up here struggling with math and reading and trying to still remember my schedule. You know, we had multiple classes in sixth grade, and it was hard trying to keep up with all that. And so it started to make me feel uncomfortable. So there was another severance with me and the regular people with music alone anyways, even though we lived in a very over religious house and my mom and dad didn't want us listening to worldly music anyways. I wasn't digging what was considered the mainstream or popular songs at the time to begin with. But I would have rather exercised that choice on my own without my parents forcefully, abrasively enforcing it upon me without choosing. Nonetheless, I didn't care for that type of music. All I can remember right now is Salt N Peppa being an influence. Who was around then? Toni Braxton, she was beautiful. Still is. I like how she sung, but I wasn't really into R&B. I don't think because I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Probably because I didn't have enough life experience to get it. Rightfully so. But even with the rhythm or the beat with Salt N Peppa, it still carried me. You know, the beat still carried me enough to dance, to want to move, you know, to look forward to hearing the song simply because the beat had me swinging, you know, like, hey, dun 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 dun. Hey, Toni Braxton was cool, but it was for the grown and sexy. I wasn't grown, and I had no business being sexy in sixth grade. Hello, romance? What's that? Boyfriend, girlfriend? Couldn't have one. Wasn't really thinking about it too much. In the aspect of where, unfortunately, I think the other kids were. I did want a boyfriend, but as that, one that was a friend and nothing more, no kissing. I didn't want all that, but I did want a male friend, strongly, because I realized that girls were crap. And they got on my nerves. And they talked too much about stuff I didn't even care about. They didn't talk about anything. It seemed like guys talked about real stuff, TV shows, wrestling, fighting, stuff that actually went on in the world. You know, dog. They talked about real stuff. Some of the stuff was gross, but I would take that over girl talk. So that's what I wanted in a boyfriend. I didn't want what the girls did. They wanted to do the nasty. And you're like, y'all making me sick. Why? There's gotta be more to it. Why are you activated like that already? Some effing songs. Or was it your uncle? Or your daddy? Or your mama? Or somebody else who activated you before it was time? Let's just say it was probably that. And the music, you were able to relate to it on a level more so than me because you were already having, unfortunately, your innocence tapped into before it was time. and it should not have been. I can't say I was a victim of that too, but I wasn't fully aware that it happened until years later. So technically my innocence mentally and spiritually and emotionally was probably still intact. I'm LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. This is part 1 of I'm sick of this shit.